Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby was not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby. I'm Webby.
And I'm Eddie, and it's time to touch the tips. Right there.
That's right. It's been a long time, my friend, but the tips have been touched once again.
Webby, is this an Eddie and Webby podcast?
As a matter of fact, it is.
Or is it Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby? I'm so confused. I need to know the difference.
Yeah, so this is technically a spin-off podcast from our regular podcast. It's called Dinking Around with Eddie and Webby, and basically, it's just the two of us. It's raw, it's uncensored, it's live, it's unplanned, it's all kinds of stuff that doesn't normally happen during the regular podcast, because the regular podcast, we do a lot of pre-production work. We plan a lot of stuff out. We have a guest, and then it takes some coordination. But this show right here, it's super raw, and it's just crazy. You never know what's going to happen, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and I'm excited tonight. We do have a slight plan. We're going to be talking about the amazing experience we had at the Beer City Open, the 2021 Beer City Open, live from Belknap Park in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It was a blast. We're going to talk a lot about that. We also have some pickled flavored snacks that we weren't able to get to last time, or maybe we were able to get to them, but our stomachs were like, nope, not happening. And so we're going to try some of those again today. And I'm excited. But Webby, can I start off with like a 20-second rant? Would that be okay with you?
I will allow it.
I'm going to step away from the microphone too, because I'm going to be screaming really loud here.
Oh, wow. Uh-oh.
Are you ready? You ready for this?
I guess so. I think so.
I hate Facebook. We need to get off Facebook, Pickleball people. We need to get off it. It is not a good platform. It is the worst social media platform out there. Live streaming to it sucks. We need to get the heck off of Facebook. It's the worst.
Preach.
Rant
Preach.
time is over. Guys, the whole reason it took us forever to get started today is because technically we are live on Facebook right now, except for the fact that we're not live on Facebook right now. And it drives me crazy, and I'm sick of it. YouTube is so much better at live streaming too. Twitch is better at live streaming too. All of these other services are so much better, yet pickleballers love Facebook, and I'm sick of it. I want to move off of Facebook. It's the worst. What do you think about that, Webby?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, the absolute worst platform to do something live on is Facebook, and I hate to say it, but like most pickleballers prefer to watch stuff live on Facebook. I don't know why that's the preferred platform. The quality isn't nearly as good as YouTube.
No.
There's really nothing good about going live on Facebook, so we beg you all, please choose YouTube as your preferred platform for when people live stream things, because it's A, it's going to look better, B, it's going to sound better, and C, it's just so much better for everybody involved.
It's easier. Anyway, now that rant's over, I think it's time we have a beverage to calm ourselves down. What do you think?
Yes, please. That sounds brilliant.
What are you going to drink tonight here, Webby?
Well, today I will be drinking one of my favorites. It's a staple. It is from our friends at New Belgium Brewing, and it is Fat Tire Amber Ale. I can always count on this to put me in a better mood.
Do you remember?
Pisses me off.
I feel like we might have talked about this on the show before, but do you remember when it first came to Michigan? This would have been 10-ish years ago, maybe?
I do. I wasn't into craft beer at the time yet, but I remember drinking it and liking it a lot. I know, like, for you were a fan of craft beer, and it was a big deal to you. To me, it didn't mean a whole lot at that time, just because I wasn't into the craft beer scene yet. So I didn't realize like what a big deal that was. But looking back, I know that it's a very big deal, because that was like one of the first craft beers that I remember seeing on tap here in Michigan. Like, other than like when you go to a brewery, a craft brewery, but
right.
I do feel like that really kind of got the ball rolling on craft beer being more readily available all over the place here in Southeast Michigan.
I agree. I do remember it coming out. I'm drinking Fat Tire tonight as well. This is
nice.
New Belgium Brewing's flagship beer. It's always a good standby. I look forward to it. Every time I take a sip, I'm like, God, why don't I drink this more? So, cheers.
Cheers.
My friend.
Cheers. Yeah, this is such a tasty beer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yes, and thank you, New Belgium, for being in the pickleball world. We appreciate you. If you guys are out there, you're looking for a good beer, pick up New Belgium. They send us beer to be able to drink on the show, and we are happy to talk about it when they do,
Yes,
because the only thing better than beer is free beer.
exactly. But yeah, we love the fact that they're getting involved in pickleball. They sponsor tournaments. They're getting more and more involved in the pickleball world, which we love. And like Eddie said, they sent us free beer. I mean, what's not to love with that?
That's right. Oh, man. It's been a crazy few months here. As you noticed, well, I'm sure you guys have all noticed that Webby and I, we have not been doing our podcast very much. Webby's the only one that's been uploading videos in the past, 4 months. I swear, life is it's just been crazy. Too much. I don't like being this busy. I know, Webby, you've been pretty crazy busy as well here. When are things going to finally slow down, do you think?
I don't know, man. But I feel like things are kind of starting to slow down on my end. I recently uploaded a video.
I like that. It's a new word.
Yeah.
It's a technical term, yeah.
I need to patent that. But yeah, I recently uploaded 2 videos. I went probably over a month without uploading anything, which is very unlike me, but it was a very busy summer. We both have kind of taken the summer off just to deal with life situations and things going on and stuff like that. So it's good to take a break every once in a while, but I am getting back in the swing of things. I uploaded a video from there's a new pickleball facility near where I live called the Hawk Community Center in Farmington Hills. They have 10 brand new courts, which are awesome, and I've been playing there a lot lately, so I did a little video showing off that facility. I just recently uploaded a video from a tournament I did back in May that shows how behind I am on my video editing.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there. I'm getting caught up, and I'm currently editing a very fun video that I can't wait to upload. It'll probably be uploaded sometime next week, and it is the next episode of Webby versus Everybody, and it features the one and only Eva Welsher, and it's a very fun one that you're not going to want to miss.
I'm excited for that one. Eva's awesome. I'm assuming you had a blast with her. She's a lot of fun, and she's a sweetheart
So much fun.
too.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and she was so nice about like giving me tips and stuff afterwards and during the match even. So I think you might actually learn some stuff by watching that episode too.
That's cool. We also mentioned earlier that we're going to be trying out the pickle snacks that we didn't have during our last dinking around with Eddie Webby, which was that in May or June? It's been a while. I don't even know when that was.
I think it might have been the end of June. I know it was before we did the Beer City Open. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably at the end of June, maybe the very beginning of July. But yeah, it's been a minute, that's for sure.
It has. Would you like to start off with our first snack for the evening?
I think we should. I picked the first snack the last time. I think you should pick the first snack this time.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I don't know which order to go in here because none of them are good podcast appropriate snacks.
Right?
So I think we should just go with the sunflower seeds. So we have here Spitz, dill pickle, sunflower seeds. This is the big bag, and mine might look a little bit different because it's green and I have a green screen. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you want to see what it actually looks like, take a look
Right.
at my camera here, and that's what you're looking for, the big bag of Spitz
Yeah.
sunflower seeds, dill pickle flavored.
I'm excited to try these. Are you a sunflower seed fan?
So I used to love eating sunflower seeds, but I bet I haven't eaten sunflower seeds, like not in the shell anyway, in many, many years. I usually get like the deshelled ones that I put on salad and stuff like that. But
Oh,
there
there's
we
just the
go.
kernels?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
This was the only reason I played baseball, because I literally played baseball from like kindergarten through my senior year in high school, minus a couple years in there. And I liked it, but I was never any good. And I think eating sunflower seeds was the only reason I ended up continuing to play and go to practice and stuff.
So do you eat the shell? Do you normally
No.
eat the shell or okay?
No, that's for weird people.
I
do you?
didn't think. No, I didn't, but I wondered, do people eat the shell, or is that something like you really shouldn't? Like, does it not digest properly if you swallow it, or what?
No, I mean, it probably is fine. So I don't know. I would eat it, but I just think that's weird. I'd rather just eat the shell because then spitting is also the fun part. So
Right.
far, I'm liking these a lot. I'm liking the dill pickle flavor. It's not overpowering at all.
Mhm.
It's very subtle. It started off with a lot of dill, and now it's just kind of fading into like just a nice salty sunflower seed flavor. What are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think it's has a very good taste. Just a nice hint. I hate when things are like super overpowered with the flavor, especially if it's like artificial tasting. But well, this has just a nice subtle taste of dill pickle, and yeah, I like it.
Do you remember that scene from I think it was from Ace Ventura when he's at I think it's Courtney Cox's office where she was interviewing him and he was eating sunflower seeds and like pecking them and like spitting them out, putting them on the table. And she said, "Do you want an ashtray?" And he's like, No, I don't smoke. That's a disgusting habit."
Yeah, as he's spitting out the seeds,
Right.
the shells.
Was that from that? Yeah.
Pretty sure. That sounds about right.
Our friend Chris Medina, Wings Media guy, says, "Who eats the shell?" I agree. That's weird. So I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody actually does. It was a stupid question. I shouldn't have asked it.
Well, what about peanuts? Like regular peanuts? Do you eat the shell with those?
I have, but I don't regularly. Do you?
I'd say if I'm going to go through a bag of peanuts, 10% of them, I'll just eat the shell. About 10%.
Nice.
Maybe
Speaking of
9. Maybe 9.5%. Yeah.
Speaking of peanuts, that makes me think of the first time I ever tried boiled peanuts. It was with you when I came down to Florida. Actually, it was just last year for Simone's the Florida Grand Slam that I went down to Florida for last year. That was the first time I had ever tried a boiled peanut, and I was recently in Tennessee, and I kept seeing signs everywhere that said boiled peanuts. I meant to buy some while I was down there, but I never did. But I remember when you gave them to me, they sounded weird. The texture of them was weird, but they were actually quite delicious.
It's a caviar of the South, baby. And I love them. They sell them at gas stations. They're in big, I don't know, let's say 2 or 3 gallon containers with a big ladle, and you scoop them into like a foam cup. But I always wondered, how practical is that if you're driving, eating boiled peanuts out of a little styrofoam bowl, like while you're driving on the road? I don't know. It seemed kind of weird to me.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a fan. If you like sunflower seeds and you like dill pickle flavored things, I do recommend the Spitz dill pickle sunflower seeds.
I agree. I would highly recommend these. I'll probably be snacking on them throughout the work week while I'm at my desk doing some coding or some video editing after hours and sucking on some sunflower seeds. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. But yeah, this is one of the pickle snacks that I will be finishing. The last episode, I really liked the pretzels that we had. I really liked the D's Nuts peanuts.
Yep.
Those I finished off. The rest of them that we tried that episode, I was not a huge fan of and did not finish off.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't even know if I finished off the pretzels, and we've moved since then. Which I'm in a new studio today, by the way, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I have a nice window with Grand Rapids in the background behind me. That's not.
I dig the look.
It's not really my office, but anyway, we moved since then, and I think I threw away quite a bit of those snacks because I didn't want to move them the 0.4 miles down the road, which is where we moved to. So
yeah,
too far, way too far.
Wait, yeah, that's way too far to take those snacks. I don't. I definitely understand why you didn't take.
You don't move snacks. You do not move them. You keep the snacks where they are. You throw them out. That's it. No moving snacks.
This is the crate. This is the box with the snacks.
I have no idea.
Give these to the movers.
Oh,
I just made it up. It's my. I was being a family member with telling you to put these in the box to move.
Okay, put them in the snack box. We're gonna move these. Dude, moving sucks, man. When was it? Well, you've been in your house for a long time, like
a long time.
20 years?
Yeah, it's been like 20 years now. I want to move, but every time I think about moving, I'm like, nah, I don't want to move. Like, I mean, just the thought of like packing everything up and moving it is enough to make me not want to move.
Yeah, you have a lot of stuff too. I
do. Yeah, I have way too much stuff. I admit it.
Chris asked, what is the calorie count for the sunflower seeds? So I'm showing 3.5 servings per container, so about 3 tablespoons hold. So, all right. Yeah, I don't even know how to calculate that, but there's 3.5 in this bag, and it's 170 calories. So I'm assuming that's without the shell. That's just the kernel. So this bag has what, 170 like 600 calories or so, which actually is kind of a lot considering it's only 6 ounces of seeds. That doesn't that seem like a lot of calories?
It does seem like a lot. And I'm noticing there's a lot of fat here, too. There's 2 grams of saturated fat, 8 grams of polyunsaturated fat, 2.5 grams of monosaturated fat. Like, I feel like a lot of modern snacks don't have a lot of grams of fat in them, but these do. These have a lot.
Oh, they have sugar added? Yeah, these are not the healthiest sunflower seeds, but it's all good. They're not bad. Not
as
too
far as
bad at
taste,
all.
though, I recommend them. But if you're looking for a health food, then maybe steer clear of this one.
Yeah, that is for sure. So Webby, it was exactly 4 weeks ago today that you and I got a chance to see each other in person for the first time in like almost a year.
Yeah.
In Grand Rapids at the Beer City Open. That it's crazy to think about that we literally went like 11 months or 10 and a half months without actually seeing each other face to face. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane to think about, but finally we were reunited, all thanks to the thing that's on my t-shirt right here, the Beer City Open, one of my all-time favorite events of the year.
Yeah, I made a pretty bold statement when we were recording videos at the event, and I said the 2021 Beer City Open is by far my favorite pickleball event that I have ever been a part of. And it's a bold statement because you and I have been part of some pretty amazing things, and I think it beat all of them. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about some of the reasons why I feel that way. Are you willing to make that statement, Webby? Or are you not there?
So to be honest, like the 2019 Beer City Open, that was an epic event for us for numerous reasons. I feel like that event really put us on the map. A lot of very fun things happened, and I always said like it's going to be very hard to top the 2019 Beer City Open for us personally. But I absolutely feel that the 2021 Beer City Open blew that one away. I never thought I would say that. I thought just like from beginning to end, the 2019 Beer City Open was such a good event every single day. I did not think there was a chance anything would top it. I thought things maybe would come close at best, but the 2021 Beer City Open, it was bigger, it was better, and more fun every single day.
Yeah, it was kind of like nonstop. I ended up getting there really late the Monday night. I think it was like July 5th, and had a chance to kind of, hang out, get some play in before Webby arrived on Wednesday night. I did play singles Wednesday morning, and I did go 2-and-out, and I did lose to both teenage boys. So do you know how old? Let's see, who did I play round 1? Graver. Was it Cam? Who's the older one?
Cam is the older one.
Okay, so Cam beat me. Do you know how old he is?
I want to say 15. I want to probably 15 or 16, I'm thinking.
Okay. I was not too happy about that, but he outplayed me. Although it was a lot of fun, he definitely outplayed me. But
for anybody that's been following along with the Eddie and Webby journey for a while, Cam Graver is the one that filled in for Kyle Yates during the 2-versus-1 match that we did at the 2019 Beer City Open. He had Cam Graver come out and serve the ball on game point of game 1 in our 2-versus-1 match against Kyle Yates. Cam served the ball, and I hit the return directly into the net to end the game. So that event haunted me for a very long time, but I was able to get revenge in a previous episode of Webby versus everybody. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was that was a good video, and I mean both him and his brother solid players, and yeah, he definitely took me out. But then I lost to, I think he's only 12 or 13. I'm trying to pull up the information right now because I really want to make sure that what we put out there is accurate. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and look it up, Webby. You keep talking here for a minute.
All right. But so I need to clarify one thing. I said that I got my revenge against Cam Graver. But in the Webby versus everybody episode I was talking about, I did one match against Cam's brother, Brian Graver, in a match against Cam Graver, and they each beat me 1-on-1. But then we did a 2-versus-1 match. It was those two against me, and it was half court versus full court, to where meaning I could hit anywhere on the court that they were on, but they could only hit on the half court that I was on when the ball got served. And that was the match that I defeated them on. So that's what made me get my revenge. So I just needed to clarify that in a 1-on-1 singles match, Cam Graver did still defeat me. But I did beat the two brothers in a 2-versus-1 match, and I felt really good about that.
Well, that's good. Well, I was not able to get my revenge. He took me out, and then I lost to Jace. Now, if anybody knows Jace, he's from the Grand Rapids area. The kid is an up-and-comer. He's going to be an amazing – he already is an amazing player, but he's just going to continue to grow and improve. And he beat me as well, and he won 15-7. So my singles day was not very good. I had a blast, though. Usually I sign up for singles as like just an add-on. I'm going to be there anyway, but I have been really trying to work on my singles game, and unfortunately it just didn't pan out for me. But that's all right. I had fun. I had a good time. I was also a little hungover, I'm not going to lie. I went out Tuesday night with some friends, my mixed doubles partner and her typical mixed doubles partner, Cassie and Nate, and then Randy Coleman showed up, and Andrew Christopoulos was there, and we hung out way too late. And that was it's not what you want to do the night before a singles match.
No, definitely not. And I did not do singles for the Beer City Open this year, and I kind of regret that. Like I was really wishing I did. The main reason I didn't is because I was worried that it was going to be like a hot 90-degree day, because I do not handle the heat very well. I feel like I'm getting better the more that I play, but still, like the thought of playing singles in possibly 90-degree sunny weather here in Michigan in the summer, it did not seem very appealing to me. I thought that would just like wreck my body leading into men's doubles and mixed doubles for the rest of the tournament. So I just thought, I'm not going to even bother with it this year. But the weather ended up like being pretty good to where I would have been totally fine. So I kind of regret not signing up for it, but oh well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. And then I got to go home, take a nap, relax, and then Webby showed up, and we got to go up to Belknap Park for a little bit. We went to a brewery first and met up with a ton of people that ended up coming out there, which was a lot of fun. City Built Brewing, right down the street from the hotel. Yeah, it was a good time. I love it when. So here's what I love about pickleball events like that. It was basically we showed up at the bar. There were a couple texts going around with people saying, "Hey, let's all meet here at this time," and we just were like, "Hey, can you give us a section?" And then all these pickle bars just started coming in, and people that I don't know very well, but it doesn't matter. That's the great thing about pickleball is that even if you don't know people very well, you already have such a common bond with them through pickleball that you can just go up and talk to them, and it was a blast. I had a good time there as well.
Yeah, it was super fun. Like you said, we went to City Built Brewing, and like I almost saw it as like a pre-party, because Thursday was the pre-party for the Beer City Open, but this was like a pre-party. This was the night before that, because a whole bunch of people from pickleball were there. Rob Cassidy was there, Michelle Esquivel, Andrea Coop, Maggie Raminzi, a whole bunch of people. The people from Boxcar Productions were there. Some APP folks were there. The Beer City Open people were there. I mean, there was a whole bunch of awesome people, and it was just a super fun time.
Yeah, it was a good time. So a lot of different events happened there, and I don't know about you, but rather than going through like day by day, should we list off like our top 3 things that happened during the Beer City Open. What do you think about that?
That sounds good because I feel like we could talk for hours just about
Hours.
each day. I mean, like talking about each day could last
Yeah.
hours. So yeah, I think narrowing it down to our favorite moments is definitely a good way to go. And I have a feeling, I don't know, I feel like number one's probably going to be the same thing for both of us. I feel pretty good about that. But
Well, why don't you start with your number 3, and then
all
I'll
right,
do number 3. We'll go back and forth. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be like a little
yeah,
adventure.
I like it. Oh man, number three. So I know what my number one is. Man, man, I feel like I could easily pick
What?
5 things, but
While you're thinking of it, how about I'll tell you about the worst thing that happened at the Beer City Open. And this is
okay.
the worst thing that happened at the last Beer City Open. And that was us playing together. Why
Yes,
do we suck at playing together at tournaments? Why is it
we really
so
do.
bad? It's horrible. Like it's absolutely awful. Our performance, we lost bad, and we went 2-0, and our losers bracket match, we lost 15-4. And honestly, if we saw those guys in rec play, flip that score, and that's what it would be. And I still
Yeah,
don't know how we lost that match.
yeah. That was a very very devastating loss to me because I feel like they didn't really outplay us. We gave them a bunch of points because we were sucking so bad. Like
So bad. We
I
crapped the bed hardcore.
yeah,
It was ugly. I think that's the worst I've ever played in a tournament. Based on where my skill level is at. Like I've played worse before, but it's because I was brand new. Given
right.
where my skill level is, that's the worst I've performed up to my level.
Yeah, like I went into it like with higher hopes than usual just because I know like our previous historic events together have not been good, but I thought like my game has increased quite a bit. Your game has increased quite a bit. I feel like we got to do better than we've done in the past. But man, that last game that we played, like I felt like almost reminiscent of the first Beer City Open that we played together. It was so bad.
So
And like
bad.
no offense to our opponents, but
Mm.
like I can't think of any points that they like any shots they put away or just I can't think of any plays where they outplayed us. I feel like
No.
we just didn't do good. Like we were hitting them out of bounds, we were hitting them into the net, and they weren't even like crazy shots that they were hitting at us. We just couldn't do anything right. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, that was absolutely obnoxious. So pretty much let's just keep Beer City Open as the only time we play together, and then that's it. Because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because we're such good friends and we know each other so well. I really don't know what the dynamic is, but it sucks. It's not fun.
However, to be fair, I feel like we definitely did not set ourselves up for success based on how the night before went. So I do feel like we got to bring that up. The fact that we,
Well, hold on. That's going to be my number 2 moment. So
okay.
yeah. But anyway, did you
All
think
right.
of your number 3?
I would say my number 3 moment, like it's kind of tough for me, but something that really that I loved about this trip is the fact that we did not one but 2 Eddie versus Webby matches while we were there,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and the fact that I haven't edited them to show the world yet. I don't want to talk too much about it, but they were good. They were both we did part 7 and part 8 while there, and they were both very, very good, close matches. And I feel like you're not going to know who's going to win it until you stay tuned till the very end for both episodes.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, that was some of the best I've ever seen you play. Why couldn't you have played like that earlier that morning when we were playing together? And why couldn't have I played like that, right? I think
Right?
it would have been a different
Exactly.
outcome during the tournament. But so that's your number 3 is the Eddie versus Webby?
I would say that's number 3. Yeah, I'm sure I could easily come up with a different order anytime I think about it, but I'm going to stick with that for now. That number 3 is we did Eddie versus Webby matches, and they were both awesome. And we have a brand new Eddie versus Webby championship belt that I think is awesome. So yeah, that was a great memory for me that I think was really good. Definitely makes my top 3.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a close 3 for me. I was combining that with all the other video stuff that we were doing, but I would have to say that probably my number 3 was playing mixed doubles. So I played for the first time with Cassie Graves. She's been on the podcast a few times. She's a good friend of ours. We've gotten to know her over the last 3 years, and she's a lot of fun to play with. And basically, Cassie's whole thing is when she plays, she wants to like have fun and just kind of be in the zone and really just kind of let everything out there. And that makes a fun partner to play with. It's a very similar style to me. I've played with partners who are very serious. I've played with partners who are like no joking around. It's just like straight up pedal to the metal. We don't have fun. And Cassie was the complete opposite, and I loved it. And considering it was our first time playing together in a tournament, considering it was her like second time playing pickleball in 6 months, I feel like we did pretty well. And I had a blast, and it was a lot of fun. I can't wait for you guys to see the video of her and I playing because it was a blast. So Cassie, if you're watching, which I know you're not, but if you are, thank you. That was probably the most fun I've ever had playing in a tournament ever in my entire life.
Nice. And I got to give a shout out to my mixed partner, Jenna Spears, because I had an absolute blast playing with her as well. She is a great player.
You guys are married.
If you ask Randy Coleman, she's my wife. like at the beginning when he first met us, he was like, "Oh, is this your wife?" And we both said no, but to him that was it. He was just the rest of the time he was going to say that we were husband and wife. So
yep.
But
yeah.
Man, she's a great player, and it was awesome teaming up with her. And I felt like even though we didn't medal, I felt like that was some of the best I've played in a tournament ever, especially at the 4.0 level. And the teams that beat us, they definitely deserved to win just because they outplayed us. But I felt like Jenna and I played very well together. I definitely felt that she was the stronger person of our team, but I felt like I didn't do too bad. Like I feel like I wasn't like a horrible weak link.
Did you get targeted at all during matches?
So not in the first match, which we ended up winning both games of the first match, so we advanced after the first round very nicely. And then in the second round, the first game was very close back and forth. The second game, though, about halfway through, I think they finally realized, wait a second, Jenna is the stronger of the two, and they started to target me, and that's when things went downhill. But it was fun while it lasted. Funny. When I was not getting targeted.
So basically, the key is to find a mixed partner that's better, and then that way you don't have to worry about it until they discover that you're weaker and they target you, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. But no, it was seriously like we went 1-2, but I still I don't feel bad about it at all because I had a blast playing with her, and I thought we did very well. Just the other teams did better, and I didn't feel bad about losing, but I thought that was awesome, and I had a great time doing mixed doubles at that tournament.
Well, Jenna, you didn't make Webby's top 3, and Cassie did. So I don't know. That's all I got to say. I'm just going to put that out there. You don't even acknowledge your own wife and you playing mixed doubles in your top 3. Jeez, oh, Pete. I can't believe it.
If we would have medaled, then I definitely would have put it in the top 3. But the fact that we didn't, then it was a little bit of a bummer because, like I said, they targeted me. It was my fault. So it brought it down a notch or two.
You blew it. What's your number 2?
I would say number 2. I mean, I don't know, just like all the rec play that we did after, like in the evenings, like it was so much fun hanging out, playing for fun with all the people. Wednesday night we played with Randy Coleman, we played with Lauren McLaughlin and her brother. Kyle Solenko played with us for a little bit. So I mean, like we had a lot of fun there. Wednesday night. Actually, every single night, we stayed there.
Yep.
We stayed there until the lights went out, and it was just so much fun every single night, just playing there, drinking, having fun, playing pickleball, and like that was just so much fun. Some of the most fun I've ever had doing rec play. So that was easily number 2 for me. Yeah,
and my number 2 is actually very similar to yours. And actually, before I talk about it, I I wanted to point out an observation that I made. And I don't know about you, Webby, but I feel like I've fallen into a trap lately where I make, when I go to play pickleball, all about improving, working on my game, trying this out, trying that out. Okay, focus and sharpen your skills and improve and drill and drill. And I haven't just played for fun and just goof off in a long time. Does that happen to you? Have you noticed you've fallen into that a little bit?
Yeah, actually, this summer I signed up for a Tuesday night ladder league, and I signed up for a Thursday night round robin league, and that took a couple months worth of the summer. And I'll be honest, like I saw my friends that were not part of these leagues over on the open courts doing rec play, and there were times where I was like, man, they look like they're having more fun than I am, to be honest. Like this is like too serious.
Yeah.
And then I never know like who I'm going to get teamed up with in these leagues. Sometimes the matches are really good. Sometimes they're really bad, either like lopsided to where like our team loses real bad, or the other way around where my team destroys the other team like 21-1 or something like that. And like there's some games that just are not fun at all. But at the same time, I'm like really focusing and I want to win this thing. So like it made me miss doing rec play by doing the ladder leagues, to be honest.
Well, and I totally agree with you. And here's the thing, and this is why it's my number 2. I think and I'm just going to call it Drunken Pickleball. I'm going to call it what it is. It was Drunken Pickleball Friday night, mixed doubles day. It was me and my mixed partner, Cassie, her boyfriend, Ryan, and Webby. And then my dad was actually there as our drunk referee. And I got to tell you, that was probably the funnest time I've ever had just playing pickleball and joking around. And we were having a blast. I nasty Nelson'd you, and it was like, it was stuff like that. Like we were just kind of goofing around. We were trying stuff. We were having fun. And one of the reasons why it's my number 2 is because it reminded me that pickleball doesn't have to be this serious thing. I'm very lucky and I'm very blessed that it's a part of my life where I can challenge my inner competitor with. It's something that I can challenge myself to improve at. It's something that I want to, improve my fitness and my health so that I'm better at it. I want to keep growing my skill set. Those are all good things, but I think I lost sight of the fun aspect of it, and that was just fun. We were there till almost 11 o'clock at night again, playing, drinking beers because the parent beer garden was open until 9 o'clock at night, and we were just having a blast. And that's why I'll always remember that night and that playing. And anytime that I feel like pickleball is becoming too serious, I'm always going to think about that because it was so much fun.
Yeah, 100% agree. And I kind of grouped that in. So I feel like our number 2s are very similar. But now that I think about it, like that, every night was super fun, but that night was by far the most fun. So yeah,
what I remember of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. What is remembered of that night was amazing. But I agree. Like after doing a couple ladder leagues, like the ladder leagues were fun, very competitive. But to be honest, I think I prefer just playing for a few hours with a good group of people that I know, or maybe even people I don't know, and just playing for fun and not being super competitive. Because if I want to get that competitive, get a taste of some very competitive play, I'll do a tournament here and there. So yeah, I agree. I think people need to really focus on remembering to keep the fun rec play as part of your pickleball life.
I agree. That was the reminder for me. And here's the thing too, is that I know there's been a lot of posts on the pickleball forum recently about how annoying it is when you go to open play or rec play, how there's not like division by skill set. And that, I think that's totally reminiscent of that, because if I'm going up to East Naples, for example, which I hardly ever do anymore, but if I'm going up there to try and improve my game, it's probably not a good strategy, because I don't know who I'm going to be playing with. I don't know who I'm going to be playing against. I'm not going to get the most out of it. I should go there for fun, see new players, expose myself to different situations, things like that. But if I'm really trying to improve my game and work on my game, I should be drilling, and I should be doing it, with people that I know. And I don't think that's the only way to do it, but I do think that that's how you should improve. But you shouldn't always do that. You should also just go and play. And that's why I love it when we'll even have pro players show up at a court and they'll play with anybody. They don't care. They'll just, not all of them, but there's a lot of them out there who will just show up. They'll play with whoever. They'll have a good time, and they'll remember it's just a game. We're literally smacking a wiffle ball at each other. Let's not take it too seriously, guys. Like, yes, you can be serious about pickleball, but let's not take it too seriously, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Very nicely said. I agree. And I think before we get to moment number 1 of ours from the Beer City Open, I think it's time to do another pickle snack. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I picked the first one, so what do you want?
Oh, man. Okay, so I've got a choice here. There's either something that sounds really good or something that's probably going to be not so good. Oh, man. But like you said, neither of them are great to eat while doing a podcast, so it doesn't really matter what we pick. So I'm just going to go for what I think sounds good, and we're going to go with the chips. We got some chips here. The Kettle brand crinkle cut dill pickle chips, and I have high hopes for these. I have high hopes that these taste good because I love the Kettle cooked chips. I love dill pickle flavored things, so these better be really good.
I need to make a confession here, Webby. I have eaten these before. This isn't the first time.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. It was hard for me. Nice. I'm not going to lie. It was very hard for me to resist. I wanted to eat these for the first time on the air, so this is literally my first time tasting these right here, and I'll try doing some ASMR.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. So, Webby, right now they have the Olympics going on, right? And they have like synchronized diving, right? Let's do synchronized ASMR. You ready?
Okay.
All right, load your chip, and on the count of 3, we'll try and crunch in synchronization with each other. 1,
okay.
2, 3. That's pretty good. I'm liking these, man. These are absolutely delicious. What are you thinking about them?
Very good. Oh wait, I should give my review in ASMR.
Okay.
These are really, really good.
We could hardly even hear you.
I said that they're really, really good. I like them a lot. Yeah, I would absolutely buy these again. These are very tasty.
I agree. They're delicious. I'm definitely going to finish this bag here after dinking around.
I had high hopes, and they lived up to the expectations.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Webby, do you think our number 1 moments are the same?
I feel like it's got to be. I can't think of some. I'm trying to rack my brain and see if there's something that you would pick other than the thing that I'm thinking that's number 1, but I feel like it's got to be the same.
Should we go 1, 2, 3, and then both say it at the same time?
Yeah, but like I feel like if we say it, we might say the same thing differently to where it's just a jarbled mess of words.
That's perfect.
Let's go for it
for podcasting. All right, here we go. We'll go on. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we go. So it's 3 and then go, not on 3. It's 1, 2, 3, and then we say it. Okay.
Gotcha. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
2 versus 1 match against Jay DeVilliers.
Yes.
Nice.
I knew it. I mean, it had to be. It had to be that, because what else could have possibly topped that event? Like that was by far the most fun I've ever had playing pickleball. And it was like, to me, it was like the culmination of everything that I love about pickleball in one event that we got to be part of.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Like it was incredible. Like everything about it, it was just, there was a huge crowd there cheering us on and heckling us anytime we messed up, which I loved. We had Dominic Catalano and Lauren Stratman doing commentary, but they were also hooked up to the speakers so everybody could hear what they were saying the whole time, which also involved heckling us during the match.
Yep.
I thought that was hilarious. And then Boxcar Productions did an awesome job live streaming the thing. They had multiple cameras. They had a scoreboard. They had the commentators, and then they had like multiple cameras. So some of the close-up shots. So like it was crazy after the fact to go back and watch it, and like we saw like this top-notch, like really good live stream of a match that we were part of. I mean, come on, it was awesome.
It was weird to be on the other side of the production because you and I, we've always been on the commentator / videographer / producer / director side of pro live stream productions.
Right.
And then to flip it around and be on the other side and then go back and watch it was bizarre, man. It was weird, and it's just weird to see yourself on camera like that. What did you find it odd?
Yeah, I definitely found it odd, but at the same time, like it was just like it was really cool because I mean, this is just like such a great way to remember this moment because Boxcar Productions does such a great job doing these live streams, and for us to be like the center, like the focal point of this live stream, like it was unreal to me.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Couple of things I want to point out about that match. As Webby mentioned, we could hear the commentators. They were heckling us. The crowd was heckling us, but they were also heckling Jay as well. I think we had what Faces McGee, I think is her nickname. Crazy Kathy. Love Kathy. She's awesome. She was leading the charge, screaming "unforced error" anytime we made an unforced error, which definitely happened.
Unforced error. Unforced error. If that doesn't get in your head while playing, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I was serving on match point for Jay. So, or no. Yeah, I can't remember if I was serving or returning for match point for Jay, and Dom was saying, don't hit it out, don't hit it out. He was saying it over and over again, and I'm just like, oh my God, you guys are killing me with this. But if you go back and watch that live stream, you and I have the biggest smiles on our face for the 30 minutes or however long it was we were out there.
Oh, yeah.
It was an absolute freaking blast. And I wanted to find somebody to come in and sub for us, but we couldn't. I wanted to get like a junior player out there, but we couldn't find anybody who was available, unfortunately. Yeah. But that would have been fun.
Yeah, so what we settled for is I sat out for one of the rallies. So you went 1-on-1 against Jay, but we quickly learned that was a mistake.
Well, no, I ended up getting that point, but then he rallied after that.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Mm-hmm. I thought he got you, and then I came in, and then Dominic was like, "Oh, okay, now he needs Webby to join him," because like you had taken a few shots, like you kind of did a little bit of poaching a couple rallies before that.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe. I could be remembering incorrectly, but either way, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But we Webby and I had every intention of me sitting out one. The problem is Jay started a rally after that, and so we needed both of us. We couldn't chance it.
Yeah, we couldn't. Yeah, we definitely could not afford for it to be me versus Jay 1-on-1. Definitely not.
Well, I got to tell you this. If you guys don't know, we won that match. It was touch and go. Lee Whitwell, who refereed, did everything she could to try and sway the match to where it was like neck and neck the whole time, to the point where she called offsides on me.
Right.
What? Offsides? What? I don't.
Yeah.
Where is that a new pickleball rule? Is that part of the crazy 2021 USA pickleball rules? Like, let serves, and now you can be offsides. What the heck was that?
Right. And I think, wasn't that game point? Like, that would have been game point too, wouldn't it? Yeah. And then instead of us winning then and there, she called offsides. Jay got the ball back.
She called the ball that was like a foot out in. She overruled our call in. Yeah. Because we would have won on that. And so, yeah.
That's
Jay
right.
got the point off a ball that was like a foot out.
Yeah. But at the very beginning of the match, you could tell, like, Eddie and I, the nerves were kicking in, and we weren't playing up to par for how we knew we could. So Jay got an early lead at the beginning, and and I think Lee was feeling bad for us. So there was one rally where Eddie got this sweet overhead shot, put it away, and got us a point. And Lee awarded us 2 points for it because it was a clean put away. And I think it was because she thought like that's probably one of the very few points that we were going to get.
Yeah.
But then we started rallying, and she was like, "Oh shit, I might need to make up for that extra point I gave Eddie and Webby." So then she made a couple calls against us that were a bit suspect, a little, a
little sus,
as the video gamers like to say. But yeah.
Well, Jay was basically saying that he wasn't at his best. He was saying, "Oh, he just had wisdom teeth surgery. He just drove from California all the way back to Kansas City. He was basically like, oh, I'm not at my peak." You know what, Jay? You went on to win 2 out of the 3 pro events that you were part of. So I don't think it hurt you that bad to be in the condition that you were in. So don't be telling anybody those excuses out there. You're still a pro player. You might have been playing with your left hand, but so what? I saw you switch hands one time. And
he was this close to getting a triple crown. He almost got the triple crown. He almost got the golden singles, but JW was playing lights out and beat him. But man, I don't know if we mentioned it though, but Jay was playing left-handed the whole time too.
Yeah, forgot to mention that. Yeah,
that was one little detail we might have left out. But he was playing left-handed the whole time, and he still played phenomenal. He got some ATPs. He got an Ernie. I mean, come on, this is crazy.
Yep, absolute blast. I recommend if you guys want to go to APP, check out the live stream. Webby and I will, in like the next 6 years, release a video showing the highlights from the event. And we have a lot. We have I bet you we have 10 hours, if not 20 hours of footage from that entire weekend that we have to go through still and edit. So,
oh yeah, like I'm so glad. I'm before the event, I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy an extra 128 gigabyte memory card for my camera. I know I'm not going to need it, but I'm going to get it just in case. And I filled that up in addition to the other memory cards I already had.
Yep. Yeah, there was so much footage. But I promise you guys we'll have plenty of videos coming up here in the next few months highlighting all the greatness of that event. So crazy that it was you and I both had the same number 1. And it was an awesome event. You know what? Why don't we do our last snack? And then I want to share one more reason why I think Beer City Open, the 2021 Beer City Open, was the top event and why I think everybody should consider it for next year. What do you say?
All right, let's do it.
So I don't know how we're going to do this. There's probably going to be a lot of awkward silence. I wish I would have had music queued up while we're going through them. But for our last snack, we have sour pickleballs. And they're sour and they're kind of like, they're hard but slightly chewy balls. Made in San Antonio. Okay, go Texan. That's interesting. And I'm excited to try these. Do you like sour balls? I don't know if, when I was younger, maybe elementary, middle school age, we used to ride our bike up to the bulk food store, and we used to buy those like sour gumballs a lot. Did you ever do that when you were younger?
Yeah, at my school, we had like a school store that had candy and stuff, and something that was really popular was to buy Warheads. Do you remember Warheads?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Those were super, super sour. I wasn't very good with sour stuff, but like, of course, when I was in elementary school, that was like the cool thing to do is like dare each other. Like, oh, I bet you can't eat this, or let's see who can suck on this Warhead the longest without spitting it out or drooling.
Yeah. So is that what we should do here with these? What do you think?
I guess so, because I really don't know what to expect, but these things look a little disgusting, not gonna lie. They're not perfectly round. They're just like, it's green turds with sugar on them. That's like it's just a clump. Like the company didn't even try to make them ball shaped. They're like if your balls are shaped like this, you might want to go see the doctor. Because
and if they're green, it's not a good thing.
Yep. But
well, here we go. You ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Wow, they are.
It's like
oh my God,
salty. What the hell?
Oh God,
this is salty.
Ugh. Immediately salivating. Oh my god.
This is so bad. Oh,
This is really gross. Oh my god.
oh my God, this is bad.
Okay. I had to spit it out. That was too gross.
I won. I won. Oh my God, that was so bad.
Absolutely horrible. Oh god. Imagine all the worst parts of a pickle combined with the most overwhelming sourness. That's literally what we just experienced there. Ugh. Oh, I can still taste it.
In addition to being sour, it was like salty. Like, was yours salty? Like, that was not good in any way.
Yeah, the roof of my mouth and my tongue right now are kind of numb. They kind of are like, I can't really feel them very well. It's ugh.
Yeah, I need to chug a fat tire just to get that horrible, horrible taste out of my mouth.
Oh god. Yeah, drink that up, man.
Oh my God. Yeah, we definitely saved the worst for last. I didn't really think that was going to be the worst of all the things we had, but that was by far the worst of everything that we had.
Yeah, that was horrible. I do not recommend you guys buy those unless you're trying to play a prank on somebody or
Right.
I don't know. That's super gross.
Yeah, if you need something to be like a dare, like I dare you to eat this, or like if that's like a penalty for losing something, or that could be the penalty for like let's play that could be fun. Play a pickleball match, and the loser has to eat a bag of these. That would be a very good penalty for losing.
Oh, I would definitely not lose that one. Ugh, God. Well, anyway, as I'm getting this taste out of my mouth here, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Beer City Open. If you guys have never been to it, you really should go. And there's a number of reasons why. And we're not getting paid to say this. There's no incentive outside of the fact that Webby and I love this tournament and we want to keep it. We want to see it keep going for a very long time. There's really no other incentive for us to be able to share it, except for just to give you guys the truth. But the Beer City Open is an amazing event for a number of reasons. Number one, you've got Andrea Coop, who is trying to make the pro experience as amazing as possible. Andrea is a pro herself. She's also an attorney, and she makes the time to, as a co-tournament director, make an incredible pro experience, right? As we want this sport to become more and more legitimized, we have to make it a priority for these pros to get taken care of. And I think Andrea does it very well. And I've heard personally from at least 6 separate pros saying one of the reasons that they love the Beer City Open is because of that. They feel like they're taken care of. So that's number one. Number two, Webby, I don't know about you, but I feel like the access that people still have to interacting with the pros, that's not going to be around forever. There's going to come a point in this sport, and I think it's in the very near future where they're not going to be accessible. You're not just going to be able to walk up to them. They're not putting their bag down next to you. You're not just talking with them. They're off in their own area doing their own thing, and I think that's okay. They're pros. They should be able to do that. But the accessibility to them, especially at a venue like the Beer City Open, I think is incredible. What are your thoughts on that as you're taking a sip of beer there?
No, I absolutely agree. But I feel like something about at the Beer City Open, like the pros actually like interacting with the pickleball players there. Like it's something's different about it. Like it's not just like a bunch of fanboys and fangirls confronting them and wanting to get selfies and get autographs and stuff like that. Like sure, that might happen here and there. But I feel like at that event, people are pretty respectable there. They show respect, but they'll if people want to pose for pictures and stuff like that, then they'll do it. But yeah, the accessibility to the pros there is second to none. And I know people that spent a lot of time hanging out with the pros after the tournament that had an absolute blast. And the pros there are like they know going into it that the Beer City Open is a tournament to have fun. you can get some great competitive play in and play your hearts out, but then afterwards you're going to have a fun time either doing some rec play with amateurs or hanging out afterwards at the numerous breweries in Grand Rapids. I mean, it's just it's just an unforgettable experience for anybody that goes. Like a whole bunch of people I know that went there for the first time this year said that they are absolutely going to make that a tournament they go to every year just because they had such a great time.
Yeah, it really is something else. The third reason why I think the Beer City Open is amazing, and I highly recommend all tournament directors out there, you should really consider this, and that is having a beer garden there. So at Belknap Park, they have Perrin, who's one of the sponsors of the Beer City Open, selling beer right there at the venue, and you're able to walk around the fenced-off area of the park with your beer. So you can go watch matches with it. You can actually play rec play while you're having a beer there with you. That changed it changed the whole event for me. And here's the other thing. Most tournaments that I've gone to outside of like maybe the US Open, people show up to either watch somebody or to play. If they watch somebody, as soon as that person's done, they're out. If they go there to play, as soon as they're done, they leave. They don't stick around. As soon as you put a beer garden there, people are going to stick around for a long time. At Simone's tournament a year and a half ago, Webby, the one that you came down for at the Bonita Springs YMCA, they had beer being served at the YMCA, and it changed everything. People stick it around. It's just another way to promote the social aspect of pickleball and to keep people there. And the Beer City Open does it better than nobody else. And so I highly recommend tournament directors really consider having beer, having like a local craft brewery come in, sponsor the event, have beer to sell. People are going to stick around. It's going to be a freaking blast.
100% agree. And like you said, at Simone's Florida Grand Slam that we went to last year, it was super fun. Like it rivaled the 2019 Beer City Open for me because like I said earlier in the show, I thought nothing would ever top the 2019 Beer City Open for us. But that 2020 Florida Grand Slam that Simone put on, that was very, very close. And them having a beer tent played a part in that. Like it just made it so much more fun. And it's just, it adds an extra element that it just makes it so much more enjoyable and different and unique.
I agree. The last thing I want to touch on, Webby, and obviously if you have things, please add on, but the Grand Rapids pickleball community is one of the greatest pickleball communities that we have ever been a part of. They are some of the nicest, most welcoming people that I have ever met. They also have some of the top talent in the country in this little section in Grand Rapids. It's incredible. Anytime this Grand Rapids community travels to other states to be able to play, like the U.S. Open 2 years ago, they're going to be bringing home some gold or some medals for, that represent Grand Rapids. An incredible community. I highly recommend if you're ever on the west side of the state, go check out Belknap Park. It's one of my most favorite places to play. Check out the Grand Rapids pickleball community. You're going to have a blast. Paul Richards, Andrea Coop, all of the other people who are part of the Beer City Open staff. I don't even know what you call it. You guys do an amazing job. You're very thorough. You're very detail oriented, and it shows. And it's just another incredible experience. All I got to say is you set the bar really freaking high, though. I don't know what you're going to do for 2022 that's going to top it, but whatever it is, sign me up. And Webby, I don't know if you feel the same way, but.
Oh, absolutely. And I've heard, I don't know if they've made this public yet, so I guess I don't really want to say too much, but they do have something in store for next year's event that's going to make it even bigger and better than it's ever been. I wish I knew if I could say it or not, because it's pretty awesome what they're talking about doing. But yeah, all I can say is stay tuned, because the 2022 Beer City Open might be even the best one yet. If you can,
I hate when you do that. By the way,
believe that.
Just for the record, I absolutely hate it when you're like, "Oh, I'm going to dangle something. I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to be good." Should I just say it?
Should I just say it and apologize afterwards?
No, because if you're not supposed to, then I wouldn't.
I just wish I knew. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm allowed to say it. Maybe it's not even as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be. But next year's event is going to be bigger. and better than ever. They're going to make an enhancement to Belknap Park that is going to make it even bigger and more professional looking than it has in the past. That's all I'll say.
I love it. Super excited about that. Beer City Open is awesome. I'll support it till the day I die. Oh, and also, how funny was it having Matt Loria and Alan True do that little comedy segment right before we went out to play against Jay? What did you think of that?
Oh, that was epic. I loved it. So, yeah, right before our match, Eddie and I introduced a couple comedians, a couple local Grand Rapids comedians, Matt Loria and Alan True. And, man, they killed it. They did an awesome stand-up comedy act, pretty much roasting Eddie and I, and also just roasting and just doing a funny comedy act about pickleball in general. It was absolutely hilarious. I'm pretty sure most of it is on the APP Tour YouTube channel, so you got to check that out. I think they had a couple technical difficulties and didn't get the entire thing, but I did have a camera rolling and did get the entire thing. So maybe if the whole thing's not out there, maybe I can help get the whole thing out there. But it was hilarious and a lot of stuff that only pickleballers will appreciate. So it was awesome that they did that. I hope they do that every year because that was like a really fun addition to the exhibition match that we had, was getting roasted by some comedians, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
And it was great that they're both pickleball players themselves, so they know the insides and outs of it.
Yep.
And that was really cool to see. Had they hired a comedian who didn't know anything about pickleball, it probably wouldn't have been nearly as good. But they're both part of the Grand Rapids pickleball community, so it was hilarious.
Well, so speaking of comedy and pickleball, when we had Simone on the main podcast, I know she talked about like one of her dreams was to be a stand-up comedian. So like I still think it would be awesome to do at some point a pickleball stand-up comedy tour, or maybe just do it for like one event at some point at a pickleball tournament, but like do like a whole pickleball stand-up act where like, I mean, there's like a few different people, including Simone, doing their stand-up. And who knows, maybe Eddie and Webby could do a musical performance or something. You never know. I mean, this could be a thing.
Pickleball, more like schmickleball, am I right?
Right?
My joke. Yep.
These people that play the pickleball. I mean, come on. What is this? They're not good enough at tennis, so they play pickleball.
Yep. That would be good. I would love to see all the pickleball comedians, musicians. I mean, Steve Peranto, he'd have to do some sort of song or puppet act or something there.
Yeah, got to get Steve Peranto involved. Speaking of Steve Peranto, I really am trying to get a trip planned sometime in the near future to go over to his part of the country. I've never been to Oregon. Isn't that what they say? That you're supposed to say Oregon instead of Oregon?
I know that Wes Gabrielson told us, but I don't know. It's so hard. I played the Oregon Trail growing up, right? So why isn't it Oregon?
Right? Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Oregon is the right way to say it, but some people say it's Oregon. I don't know. Oregon just sounds not right to me.
No. I'm not a big fan of that. We're never going to say that again.
Yeah. Yeah,
but yes, we should definitely go check it out. Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's all of our pickleball snacks, right?
Yeah, that's it. We finished all of our pickleball snacks. We ended on a very low note with a horrible, horrible tasting thing, the sour pickleballs. Ugh. I
spit it out onto this napkin here, and that's the stain that it left. Look at that. Oh, you can't even see it. Look at that. That's hilarious.
The old green screen strikes again. But man, for anybody on video, do I dare show? This is my my seed spitting cup, and it's also where I spit my the pickleball. This is not a good sight.
That's pleasant. That's a very pleasant looking cup.
Look at that. It's like green ooze in the background from like Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze.
That was a good one. That was a very good movie. I like it a lot.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
I saw a YouTube video where they actually made a bunch of the pizzas that the Ninja Turtles like joked around about with all these like random toppings in the movies and their in the cartoons and the episodes and stuff like that. So it was like marshmallow and peanut butter and anchovies, and they like made all these different pizzas with them, and it looked absolutely disgusting.
Oh man. Yeah, I remember Michelangelo always wanted like really disgusting sounding pizzas.
Yep. Well, that's what he got. Oh, Webby, it's almost 8:30, and you know what that means.
I do. It's your bedtime.
It's getting close. I will be up in Michigan, though, in September. Webby and I are trying to plan some sort of event up there. We haven't finalized the details yet, but stay tuned, because if you guys are going to be there and you want to do something fun that's related to pickleball, and it's going to be in the Detroitish area, where when I say Detroitish area, I mean like an hour circumference of drive time somewhere outside of the city of Detroit.
Yeah, if it's within an hour drive, it's still considered Detroit.
Yep. So somewhere in that area, we're going to be doing something there. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait. We're going to be up there for a little while. I'm also we're going to be hitting up Hilton Head on the way home. So I think Hilton Head, you got Sarah Ansbury there. Lou Halsky, I think he's in Hilton Head too, isn't he?
Yeah, I think there's a good amount of talent there in Hilton Head. So yeah.
I know. I'll have to check it out and see if I can't get some play in there, maybe make some videos with some of the people in Hilton Head. It's going to be a blast. We'll be hitting up a whole bunch of different areas. So, yeah, stay tuned for more details on that. Webby, what do we want to leave the world with this evening?
Oh man, I don't know. Just it's good to be back doing the podcast. We don't know exactly when we're doing the next one. Just stay tuned. Our lives are still pretty crazy at the moment, but we're not going anywhere. If we go a few weeks or even a couple months without doing a new episode, don't worry. We will be back. I'll be uploading videos as much as I can over the next month or two. And I'm not kidding. I feel like we have at least 7 videos worth from the Beer City Open alone to post.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So many amazing videos. We have a lot of good content coming your way very soon. If anybody is going to be at Tournament of Champions, I will be there working with Boxcar Productions, helping them with the live stream production. So come on over, say hi, introduce yourself. I promise I don't bite that hard. Come say hi. Maybe we get some rec games in. Anything else you want to leave the world with tonight, Webby?
Not really. Just keep on pickling. I've never said that in my life, but yeah.
Keep on pickling. Well, on that note, I'm Eddie.
And until next time, this is Webby, not Eddie, signing off.
See ya.